Hello there, thanks a lot for coming by PosterCentral.com's video blog. I'm Pete Howard, and today it's the Rolling Stones from the summer of 1965 with 4 albums now under their belt, and Satisfaction as their new hit single. So you've got this marvelous large cardboard promotional sign from their American record label, London Records. This was an easel-back stand-up, or standee, that term is sometimes used, and measures 25 inches wide by about 32 inches tall. This one, by the way, is lacking the easel on the back. It was torn off, so that's why I'm not going to show it to you. So this does have very simple wording for a promo piece, point of purchase for retail stores. You've got the band's name in the middle and the record label logo at the bottom, and that's about it, other than, of course, the album covers. No words on here like, new album out now, out in stores, and all kinds of creative wording you see on other promo posters and displays. And their new album, indeed, was Out of Our Heads, positioned here in the upper left. And you might notice that the mono album covers are shown in each case here. Well, Out of Our Heads was the Stones' first #1 album, up there for 3 weeks, largely powered by the hit single Satisfaction. That single was released in June and the album released on July 30th of '65, so August is a very good guess for when this piece was sent out to stores. Of course, it could be September or the fall, but August would be the best guess. Now, the previous 3 Stones LPs are displayed on this poster in what I call clockwise chronological order. So, starting top center, clockwise, in the upper right you have, of course, their debut record, England's newest hitmakers, the Rolling Stones. And by the way, I am gleefully ignoring the British configurations of their records, and as well as the chart positions, because darn it, this is an American display, and we're gonna go with American information, okay? So in America, that first album was released in May of '64, and it reached number 11 on Billboard's chart, helped along by the top 50 record, Not Fade Away, and the top 25 semi-hit, Tell Me You're Coming Back. Then in the lower right, you've got 12 by 5, and that was released in October of '64, and that soared all the way to number 3 on the charts, propelled by the first top 10 hit in America for the Stones, Time Is On My Side. And then lastly, in the lower left, you've got their third American album, The Rolling Stones Now. Boy, such imaginative album titles, right? By these American record companies not knowing what to do with British acts. Sort of brings to mind the Beatles' second album. Wow, what a title. Okay, so anyway, The Rolling Stones Now was released in February of this year, climbed up to number 5, but it was not really helped by any hit singles. Instead, it was more of a collection of tracks that had already come out in the UK. So it was heavy with cover versions by artists such as Otis Redding, Bo Diddley, and Chuck Berry. But Now did have the Jagger Richards original, Heart of Stone, which was a single, but only peaked at number 19, so not a powerhouse. So with this promo stuff, and I've collected it for decades, I just adore it, it's really interesting to note the different record labels' marketing strategies, especially in the 1960s. Some labels used them and some just ignored point-of-purchase materials. With the Beatles, Capitol did all kinds of posters and cardboard displays for virtually every Beatles LP. The only exception being the early Beatles. But I mean, we're talking about, motion displays with batteries and moving parts for Meet the Beatles and the Help soundtrack, and, all kinds of other things. But for the Stones, London chose to do just almost nothing. There was a really cool promo banner for their first album from June of '64, and I have blogged that. And then you have this for the first 4 albums all combined, and then just not much else. Not up until Sticky Fingers in 1971, and that was on a different label anyway, of course, Atlantic Records. Now, I'm not saying London did zero, I'm just saying it was so lackluster, whether it be Let It Bleed or Get Your Ya-Ya's Out, what they did put out is so nondescript that I sometimes still wonder, were they really promo pieces? I mean, there's no wording on there that says things like, new record out now and, new Stones or anything like that. They're just almost, generic looking posters, Whereas the Beatles stuff had, giant red posters saying Magical Mystery Tour in stores now for Christmas and stuff like that. There's no mistaking it. So anyway, not to bellyache too much, just to notice the difference in record labels' philosophies, but it really affects us collectors half a century later because there's just not much to go after for the Stones. So we'll have to settle on concert posters and a really cool piece like this. I mean, this is it from the 60s, either this or that small paper banner for their first album, which is pretty cherry as well. So, Promo Pete, I guess you'd call me today, Promo Poster Pete. And the Stones, in this case, nice big cardboard chunk from 1965. Thanks a lot for dropping by. It's been great fun, and we'll see you again for something soon. Bye-bye.